Hey, what's up? David here with After Video Effects, and welcome back to another video tutorial. And today we're going to be creating this night sky vision using Element 3D and Video Copilot Saber. We're also going to be learning how to create some volumetric lighting that's like shining out through the windows of the city. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we're going to be creating. Okay, so let's create a new comp. We'll call this Metro City, and we'll make it 10 seconds, full HD, and hit OK. Now we're gonna make our background first, so let's make a black solid. We'll rename it as background. Hit OK. Let's get the fractal noise. Haven't used this effect in a while, so it's good to be using it again. So let's change it to dynamic progressive. Let's bring the contrast up and bring the brightness down. So it looks like that. Let's go into transform, and we're gonna just squeeze this all the way out so it looks like it's stars. We might even just bring the brightness to -100, and we'll bring it up to maybe 240. Make it nice and bright. Cool. Might even make it 15 by 15, and we're gonna just bump this up to 12 for the complexity. Okay, so that's looking nice. Let's just scale it up a bit, maybe about 130, and we might even drop this even more since we are scaling it up, and maybe 140. Okay, cool as. Let's make another solid, and we can make this orange, and we'll call it E3D. Let's grab our Video Copilot element. Let's jump into scene setup. Okay, so here we are in element, and let's go all the way down here, and I think I use number 3 and number 4. Okay, so let's just realign this. We can go into the top view and just line this up. So something like that. And jump back to perspective, and let's make a new folder, and let's put these two layers in here. Let's turn on axis of symmetry for the z-axis, and let's just replicate that. So it looks like that. So now we got a nice metro city happening. We could just bump up the lighting. And I think for the environment, I use I think number 27. I wanted to get a rich contrast between black and white. So yeah, that looks pretty good. And let's hit OK. Okay, so let's make a new camera. So Control Alt Shift C, and we wanted a wide camera, so we'll leave it as 28mm. Hit OK, and let's just reposition it so that we can get some, so we can see our lighting. So just position this. Okay, so let's make a new light. So Control-Alt-Shift-L. We'll make it parallel light, and we'll like boost it up to maybe like 300. And let's just push it up here. So we want light shining in this direction. Maybe somewhere about there. And we want it to direct it this way. Like that. We can duplicate it. And we can like just bring this across here. Just drag it across here. And just bring the intensity down to maybe, let's see what it looks like at 100%. Maybe we can drop it to maybe 50%. Maybe 40. There we go. And we can just make an ambient light just for even lighting. Maybe we can make it about 20%. There we go. Okay, so let's adjust some of these render settings. So we're definitely going to turn on shading. And we're definitely going to turn on AO. And we'll set it to ray trace. So it's looking really good. We can also turn on glow, and that just, what that does is illuminates these windows. We can't see it right now because we're pretty far away, so we're going to be adjusting the camera angle soon. Okay, and we can even adjust our environment. So let's have a look at the environment, and we can like adjust the exposure a bit and a bit of the gamma, so it'll get some nice reflection happening. Okay, I'm just going to change this to preview, just speed up my rendering process, and we'll maybe drop that to a third. Okay, so let's turn off the background and let's keep going. So we're just gonna zoom in here and just try to find a nice camera angle for your city. So I'm just gonna do this really quickly, so just give me one moment. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with this angle. So let's first off create a new solid, and we'll make it black again. I'll call this saber, and let's go into Video Copilot saber. Let's set this to add. It's solid width for now. And we can change the color to white, and we can play with core size a bit, bump up to 5, and we can customize the core so that the beginning actually looks like it's bigger. So let's it's going to be pointing out like this. We can just drop that down to maybe about 50%, so that this side looks bigger and then just slowly gets smaller. Okay, and then we can go into our flicker settings. We can maybe just flicker it about 20%. Okay, so let's unsolve this. And we want it to be behind the building, so we're going to put it underneath our element 3D layer. And we're just going to position it up here like that. Okay, so let's get an adjustment layer, and we'll call this CC. Let's tint it, so we want it to be fully black and white, and we can grab the curves adjustment, and we can just crush the white a bit and just really bring this down quite heavily. And we can like maybe just bring that down. So something like that. And then we can even make an adjustment on our element 3D layer. We can crush that down. Bring out this rich contrast here. That we don't have to crush too much of our saber glow. Okay. So we can even just blur this out. Not that one. Maybe to a fast blur, and just 1 pixel, just to soften the edges a bit, and we'll definitely repeat the edge pixels. Okay. For our background, we can just draw a quick mask just around, maybe just under a quarter of the screen here. Subtract it, hit F, and we'll feather out like 600 pixels. You don't want it to be, because we are looking far away, so we want to make it as though we are in the first person perspective. Okay, so we can now just start animating this thing. So let's hit A and Shift P for our camera. Hit the stopwatch for both. Scrub forward. And we can just start playing with the camera angle here. So maybe we could rotate it this way. Like that. And then we could simply move our saber as well. And so we can just like hit the stopwatch for the core start and end. Hit U here. And then maybe go to the 5-second mark. And try to keep it as parallel as possible. So what I actually did is use the ruler or paper or anything really, and just like put it underneath the saber and just try to make it parallel as possible. So that's what I'm doing right now. So that's what you guys can do at home if you're watching this. Just scrub through here and just like move across here. So that's something, just a quick, easy, cheaty trick you can do. And once you're finished with that, you should get something like this. Okay, not bad. I could make, whoa, it gets faster here all of a sudden. Okay, I could slow it down a bit, but I'll let the experimentation on your hands. So one last animation trick you can do is animate your background. So we can just hit P, hit the stopwatch, move forward, and just simply just drag it across here. I'm holding down Shift just to make it parallel. And then you can just make a slight animation with the background. And if you want, you can actually add a glow to your adjustment layer. So stylize glow, just to make your shooting star a little bit lit. So maybe you can 1.5, spread that out, and then just play with the threshold here. So there we go. And keep it tight. So that looks okay. Okay, so let's move on to our volumetric lighting. Okay, so here I've got the exact same scene set up. It's just that I've just turned off my color correction on our element 3D layer and our overall arching color correction. Okay, so in order to create this effect, we need to make a new white solid. And we'll call this light. And let's come over here and just draw a rough mask out of one of these windows. So I'll just do this window like that. We can just feather it out maybe 3 pixels, and we're gonna make a new null object. So layer, new null object, and we'll call this point. That's important, so please label it as point. Let's grab the CC radial fast blur. Yes, it was. Onto your light source. Let's change it to brightest, and let's make it about 90. So we can already start to see something, but we're not done yet. Let's just hit Alt and then hit the center stopwatch. Let's pick whip to our point, and we're going to type in this expression: to comp bracket, I don't know what that is, parentheses, I think 0, 0, 0. Do that bracket thing, and then close bracket. Okay, so now if we just turn this into a 3D layer, check this out. Our light is being manipulated by our null object. So I can just like zoom in here and then just like rotate it, and then just like slide across here, and you can see it's being manipulated by these two. Yeah, that makes it clearer now. So maybe I can like scale it down just a bit, just to make life a little easier. And then just maybe push it back, and like just like that. Okay. That's basically how I do my volumetric lighting. And we can just add our color correction and color correction for our element 3D layer, and then we can make this very lit. And the way to animate it is basically just scrub along the timeline, hit set a keyframe for the mask path, and then just remember what window it was on. So my one was on the third window from like the second column. So just remember where it is and just animate it going up like that. So that's a pretty simple basic idea of how to do your volumetric lighting, and you can just keep duplicating it, and maybe you could set one down here maybe, and you can just like adjust your mask points and just stretch it out here. And if your window particularly looks like it's shining the wrong direction, it looks like it's spreading out all over here. Whoa, okay. What happened to my color correction? Oh, I must have moved it. My bad. So I'll just quickly position that back. Yeah, as I was saying, it's kind of spread out. So what you could do is just duplicate your point, and you can just adjust your expression to 0.2, and then it will follow that null object. So that's a pretty handy tip. And push it up. So something like that. Okay. Cool. And then you can just start duplicating it, adjust the mask path, and have a little fun with that. And if your comp seems a little messy, just turn on the shy switch, and that just hides the layers for all of these. So just hit this icon, and then that'll just hide it. And if you want it back, just turn it off, and then it will reappear. Nice and simple, and keep it clean. So once again, guys, thank you for the support throughout this year. Yeah, it's just a blessing to see my channel grow throughout this year and pushing my skills for you guys. So thank you for that. I do want to say that I won't be making any videos throughout January because I am going to South Australia for quite a bit of time. So yeah, just please be patient. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas of like my new video tutorials, just comment down below of any of the videos, and I'll definitely look at those comments. But once again, my name's David. I hope you learned interesting techniques that you can use for your own creations. Please give a like if you like this video, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and comment down below if you have any questions or ideas for a tutorial. I do have a few ideas in mind for once 2020 comes, and it'll probably be around February the first video will be uploaded for 2020. And I will see you in the next video.